Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to Exploring Elite Dangerous episode 42. I'm slowly making my way back across the galaxy to the Solar System and home. This ship has been out here in deep space since April last year, so it's coming up for a year now. I've seen a tremendous amount of sights out here and collected a lot of scan data, and although I don't expect to make a significant amount of money here due to the fact that I don't scan every single planet, hopefully it should be a nice chunk. But being out here is far from being just about the money. It's all about the environment, it's all about exploring. The only downside is that I don't have an SRV in this ship. Fortunately, my account that I'm playing on Distant Worlds with does have some SRVs, and we'll be getting to that in a bit. But first I just wanted to take a look at some of the environments I've come across over the past few weeks. Now you'll notice that the starfield is, whilst a bit more dense than what you see in inhabited space, it is slowly starting to thin out compared to what we've seen previously. The galaxy core here is still a constant companion, but soon I'll be moving away from that as well. This close pair of planets here was a really nice find, and I actually value these much more than I'd value an Earth-like or even an ammonia world. Although Earth-likes and ammonia worlds are worth a lot of credits, these ones just can't be beat in terms of what it's like to explore their surfaces. If you're trying to find planets like this, what you need to do is look on this system map and find two bodies that have the exact same distance from the Sun. And it does need to be the exact same distance. Even a 0.01 light second difference will put the two bodies at a considerable distance from each other. All that said though, I do still do some detailed surface scans of valuable planets. Even on the odd occasion I do some scans of high metal content planets as well, especially if they look quite interesting. This one here caught my eye, and just flicking between the graphics mod I use, it did seem to have some rather nice colours to it, so I thought it was worth the while to go out and have a closer look. Now getting down onto the surface of planets like this may well be a long way off, and I've got some hopes that perhaps it will occur in Season 3, but it could even happen further away than that perhaps. I don't know quite how much of a technical challenge doing atmospheres are, at least atmospheres in the way Frontier want to do them, but hopefully it will come sooner rather than later. Out this way there's still quite a lot of black holes. I'm still fairly high on the galactic plane where a significant of black holes actually exist, and further on I found 3 ringed landable planets within the same system. Now that's quite a rarity indeed, and such planets can give stunning landscapes. Before going to the ringed planets though, I decided to first check out the closest planet to the Sun here, and the Sun hangs on the horizon here in quite an imposing manner. It's just 8 light seconds or so distance away from this particular planet, but it's not one of the larger suns out there. The ringed planet here turned out to be quite a nice find, as it had a very nice combination of visuals to it. The asteroid field was one of the better ones, and although these are going to be improved in the next large patch 2.1, this particular one actually was very nice indeed. Toward the planet's pole was a huge crater. This one was riddled with all sorts of canyons, hills and mountains of various types, and it also had a very thick mist. So thick in fact that it almost had the appearance of an atmosphere. The deep yellow colours here are the natural Elite Dangerous colours. Normally I use a graphics mod, and I'm just about to switch that on here, and you can see the difference between the native colours and the modified colours. I'm not sure actually which ones I prefer, although I've got to admit these ones do appear a little bit bright really. I don't know anything about planetary composition, but outgassing like we've got here would seem to me at least to present a unique opportunity for gameplay, and that could expand upon the exploration data we gather as we come out here and scoop and collect as well as analyse various mists and gases that we come across. The next interesting location that I'm going to stop off at on this journey home is a nearby nebula. It's only a few hundred light years away at this point, and I'm going to be featuring that in the next episode of this series. As we're so deep in space now, I wanted to include some Distant Worlds footage in this episode, and I'm going to go have a look at that right now. As of the date of this video upload, the expedition are en route to Waypoint 8, but this here is Waypoint 6. They got here around about a week ago or so, and it's a nebula with some really vivid and beautiful colours. Have a good look at the planetary surface here though. You can see it's networked with all manner of canyons and planetary scarring, and this gave the landscape a very nice appearance. It was a lovely place to fly through. En route to the meeting point I stopped off from the little ridge I found and just admired the landscape here. The mist here gave the appearance of very early morning or late during dusk, but I was merely down in the edges of a canyon, and you can see it over there on the back here as I approach the meeting point. Now unfortunately I was a few days late here, so I missed the big meetup, but the group I've been flying with on all the previous waypoints are here, and they'd been spending a few days in this region of space checking out the local wonders. If you look at the sky here, you can see that the galactic core is actually getting very much closer, and is almost as close as what it was in the first sections of this video. But there's still close to 11,000 light years between this character and Commander Granite. This base camp had a very large and flat surface area, so it was immediately an attraction for some low level flying as well as some high speed SRV driving. The gravity here was fairly low, so damage to both ships and SRVs was fairly negligible unless you did something completely stupid. There really is a massive contrast between flying out here with a group of other players and flying out in the isolated remote regions for space with Commander Granite. Flying with a group keeps things interesting in far more ways than just one. But there was a little accident to be had here. Keep an eye on my SRV's hull. I clipped one stone and I clipped another here, knocking me down to 86% on the hull, and then boom, instant explosion. That would appear to be the instant SRV explosion bug that has hit quite a few people. It would seem unlikely to go from 86% down to 0 in such a short period of time just from one side little impact like that. Fortunately for me though, I had 3 other SRVs as spares. As I was driving around collecting up some resources, I saw something strange rolling down a hill. Going over to investigate, I soon found out it was the wheel of another commander. Another loss of an SRV due to the same bug, all within a matter of minutes of each other. So Will decided to pack our SRVs away and go for a fly around the local canyons. Now I really felt that the landscape in this area was very spectacular, and unfortunately I lost a fair amount of footage due to a couple of crashes which corrupted the footage that I'd been recording. But I did manage to salvage some of the footage of our short flight across the surface here. Eventually we settled down in another area and once again got out our SRVs. But the chance to drive around in an area like this was just too great to turn down. The SRVs are really nice to drive, and although they handle all manner of landscape, there just isn't that many areas in the game where you can just get up to full speed in them, at least not without worrying about a multitude of bumps, rocks and other such obstacles. Unfortunately, after Waypoint 6 I did fall behind on the expedition, which is now approaching Waypoint 8, and with me being away for the next few weeks, there's literally no way that I'm going to be able to keep up, at least in the short term. But I will keep you up to date with the Distant Worlds expedition, and there are also plenty of other players out there recording some really great footage such as Eramus 1 and Dr. Kai. I have got a bit more footage from around this planet and I'll show you that in another video. As always, thanks for watching and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to Exploring Elite Dangerous episode 41. Today we're doing something a little bit different, taking a step back from the other side of the galaxy and looking a little bit closer to home.